Sex trafficking and labor trafficking are definitely something that we see in our community. A lot of times we think about big cities, we think about international trafficking, but it exists right here in our own neighborhoods, in our own communities. We think about Savannah is at the intersection of I-95 and I-16. We have the third largest port in the country, and we have an international airport, and we also have an Army base, and so that is sort of the perfect storm for exploitation, unfortunately. But our children live in Chatham County, and they are the ones who are becoming victims of this.
I share with people that human trafficking is real. It happens in our communities, it happens in our homes, it happens in our churches, it happens in our schools, and that people should become more aware of a problem that exists. And it's not something that we just see on TV, but it happens every day.
So for a long time, we talked about child prostitutes. There is no such thing as a child prostitute. A child is always victimized or exploited. But one of the things that we see is that they're not safe in their environments, and they're not safe in their homes sometimes, and we have to remove them from their homes. There are only 55 shelter beds right now in the state. So if you have children who are identified across the state as having been trafficked and you only have 55 beds, where do our children go?
There's been a gap in services in our community for these young people. The closest beds are 90 minutes away, even though we are unfortunately one of the top counties in the state for trafficking. And so there's a real critical need for shelter beds here in Chatham County for our girls. Tharros means courage in Greek. And we are working to cultivate a culture of courage in all the work that we do. Tharros Place is developing a residential facility for survivors of human trafficking, girls aged 12 to 17. We're targeting girls aged 12 to 17 because they are minors and because they don't have any other place to go. They can't just choose where to live, and they can't just choose services. And so they'll be placed here, most likely by the court. And I think kids are malleable. And even kids with trauma, with the right curriculum and the right team in place, I think you can really change lives. And so we're focusing on the kids. Obviously it's a problem for adults too, but we're focused on the kids. And we hope by the time they leave our facility, they're able to go out in the world free of trafficking, confident and courageous to live their own lives. I've had a variety of professional experiences that have led me to believe that we have a lot of children in our community that need a lot of support. I was seeing them when I was a criminal defense lawyer on the other end when it was too late. They were 35-year-old adults going to jail for a long time. And if we can get in and really help our kids, I think this community has a lot of really, really great people, well-intentioned people who want to help, but we still keep seeing the same thing over and over again. So what we're doing is not working. Things like Hope Court, hopefully things like Tharros Place allow us to move the needle on some of these issues.
I'd like for people to have a courageous conversation. And that is my thing. Have a courageous conversation about a subject that has been taboo in our culture. And talking about human trafficking and Tharros Place really opens up for people to know more about human trafficking like never before.